Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday and
Or I
welcome
guess
to.
this is Monday when this is going out.
But we're recording it today's Sunday.
Yeah, so
the
it's
March
Sunday.
1st. Happy new month and welcome to Hot
Yeah,
for Justice
rabbit.
podcast. My name is Jessica and I have grass between my keyboard and I don't know why. So
And this is Jamie, and I was just looking for my iPhone and realized that I was FaceTiming from it.
That
So
was
that's how my
fantastic.
day is going.
You know, I did that the other day too. I was like, "Oh my god, where's my phone?" And then I'm like, it was literally in my hand.
Perfect.
It's
So,
sleep exhaustion, but I have a kid, so I can blame it on that. Like, I haven't slept and I'm tired.
And I'm just dumb.
No.
So-
You look a little frazzled. Listing stuff on Poshmark, that's a plug, by the way, is exhausting.
Yeah, not Spawn, but I just Marie Kondoed my entire closet today and my
Very proud of
dresser.
you.
Thank you. Like, literally, like, it's like a tall hamper's worth of clothes that I'm selling on Poshmark.
Feels so good.
I don't know my top Poshmark username is, but we can maybe link it in the thing.
Yeah, we'll link it.
If anyone's interested in buying my used clothes.
She has cute stuff. I
Yeah.
tried to Marie Kondo my closet, but I was pregnant, so I was like, well, I don't know if this will fit me. I'm just going to keep it. And so then I just kept
Right.
it. And then I was like sad, not sad, but I was like over being pregnant, so I just kept buying crap. So I have so much stuff that I haven't worn because I bought when I was, too large to fit into it.
Right. And yeah, like I have like all this shit, like, and then I have a whole garbage bag full of stuff that I'm donating.
Good for you.
And then like another like small garbage bag worth of stuff that I'm just like throwing away that's like really like ratty old t-shirts,
Yeah.
like undergarments and shit like that
Yeah.
that I don't feel comfortable donating because it's like either just like real gross, like t-shirts that have like seen better days.
Yeah. If it's stained,
Like
I throw
white
it.
shirts that are definitely not white anymore.
I feel you.
Yeah. But
It feels
anyways.
good. It feels good though.
Yeah, I
And
feel like
I
a new
always
person.
am managed by more shit. It's just a never-ending cycle, but it's fine. It's
Yeah,
all fine.
like hopefully when I sell all the stuff on Poshmark, I don't use it as credits on Poshmark. I actually just like take the cash and run.
Yeah. Another good, this is also like not sponsored, but another good option is ThreadUp. They'll send you like
Ooh,
a
yeah.
bag and you can send your clothes back and like if it's like nice or like in style, I guess they'll give you money or credit or whatever. Haven't done it. I have a bag literally I filled up that is sitting in my trunk and it has been there for like 4 months. So
Amazing.
it's fine. I'll get there one day.
One day.
But
It'll be
also,
okay.
like a little, like precursor, we will be having a screen recap up on Wednesday of
Yes.
the Aaron Hernandez doc that's on Netflix.
Yeah, I absolutely don't know what it's called off the top of my head.
I
but
actually don't either, but I
it's
mean,
something to do with Aaron Hernandez.
unless you're living under a rock, then you probably, and I'm sure you could probably find, I know that like Hulu has one, like basically a million different streaming platforms have their own. So if you don't watch the one on Netflix, I'm sure you can still watch it somewhere else and you would find
Yeah.
similar content. It's called Killer Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez.
I just Googled it too.
Yes. So that will be up on Wednesday.
Yes. So be ready. Watch it if you haven't already.
Yes. And Jamie, you are first this week. I did my homework. I'm really proud of myself.
I know when you're like ready with it, you're like, you're going first. I was like, am I?
Yeah, because
Like
I
I
was
wasn't gonna fact check you, but
before we started recording, I was in bed feeding the baby, and I just looked because,
yeah,
yeah, it worked
good
out.
stuff.
So
Okay, excellent. Just giving you 2 seconds here. I just found my lost headphones.
solid.
So we're rolling. I'm not even pausing this. We're doing this live on camera.
It's fine. It's all fine. Remember the time it was fine? It was all fine.
It's still fine.
It is.
So my apologies if there was a slight echo with Jess in the first, couple moments here. I am now back in business with my earbuds that Zach found. Thank you.
Yay.
That's what husbands are for, to find shit that you misplace.
See, it's for me in my house, it's opposite. I find
Oh.
things that are actually usually right in front of Wes's face. But it's fine. I've accepted it after this, many years of marriage, that this is just how I'll forever be finding shit that's right in front of his face.
Yeah, see, I don't ever find the things that Zach can't find, but I just tell him to look in the last place that he would look for it, and then he ends up finding it.
You know, I have a real big knack for like finding lost things. Let me just give you like a rundown. Okay, so my dad accidentally misplaced his wedding ring, and I think I had already moved away to college, and my mom was like obviously kind of annoyed because he loses crap all the time. Glasses, phones, wedding, anyways. So I was home. This is like a few months later, probably like 6 months after he lost it, and I was home visiting my aunts. And I found his wedding ring on a bookshelf, like in their spare room. He had taken it off probably to sleep and put it on the bookshelf and forgot about it. And I found it.
That's wild.
And then, like, when I was little, I found a pair of keys that had been missing for, like, probably a year. They were, like, in a weird spot in my mom's car, and I found it. And I was like, you guys owe me $25 or I'm not giving them to you.
Oh, my God. That's wild.
I was a fantastic child, if anyone was wondering.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we already knew that.
Ooh, yeah. Anyways, hit us with your murder.
Great. So this is from the Reddit. Where else would I find this?
The Reddit. I used the Reddit today, too, to actually, inspire a case. I normally use it for research, but, yeah. So, thank you.
You're welcome. So, this is posted by a user on Reddit named Lockerbie00700. We'll, again, post links and all that fun shit. And this is a post called What Happened to Kieran A. Murphy and Ornaith Murphy, Irish couple missing from Oakland, California.
I saw this and I was like, I thought about doing it, but then I decided not to because the Bay is usually your speed. And I switched it up and decided to do one from Wichita, Kansas, where I used to live.
Oh, yeah.
For about 4 years. So I anyways.
It's like a hometown kind of.
I'm glad that we didn't do the same case again.
I know. I did look to see because you're like, I already found 9. So I was like, oh, let me look and see what she did so I don't double dip.
Yes. Solid choice.
And yours looks most interesting. I did a little skimmy skim.
It's so interesting. Anyways.
I couldn't help myself.
I bet. Anyway, sorry. I'm like, I don't know.
It's okay.
Very
it's
chatty
a new month
today.
And we have the jitters.
I had 2 cups of coffee. That's why. But it's fine.
Wow. 2 whole cups?
Yes.
Did I tell you? So I switched insurances a couple months ago because Zach, his company that he works for, got taken over by another company.
Yeah.
So we had to switch insurance.
What a pain.
So I had to find a new PCP to like get all like my meds and everything. I met with her, and one of the screening questionnaire questions was like, "Oh, how many cups of coffee or caffeinated beverages do you drink a day?" And I was like 4+, and she was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And she's like, "Oh, you also report that you have a history of anxiety. Do you think that has anything to do with your caffeine consumption?" And I was like, "Look, lady, step off."
Jan, come on. I'm only allowed to have a certain amount a day because I'm breastfeeding. So 2 cups is it for me. But it's a lot because I'm a new coffee drinker. You have to remember.
I know. I keep forgetting that.
So.
I don't know how you did it for so long without it.
Me either, honestly. This would have come in such handy when I was pregnant and I was like so tired.
I know, you're like dying.
All the time. Yeah. It's like a different tired when you're pregnant. Anyways, I digress. Go ahead and continue.
Okay. So Ornaith resided in Oakland, California in 2001. She and her husband Kieran were in the process of divorcing late in the year. They had moved together from the United States to Ireland in the late 1960s. Ornaith was active in the sailing community and was an occasional contributor to sailing magazines. She owned a 1980 39-foot fiberglass auxiliary sailboat named Solo III. The vessel has a dark blue circular emblem with one gray swirl pointed on both of her sides. Ornaith normally berthed on the boat at the Oakland Marina in the Jack London Square area of the city. Have you ever really been to Oakland?
Yeah, I've been to Jack London Square. I don't really... One time.
So that area's like super pretty.
Yeah. It's really cool. It's really scary at night, though, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, Oakland in general is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you the time that me, Zach, and our friend Sarah went to a Panic at the Disco concert in Oakland?
No.
We don't go to the concerts in this area a lot. It's at the Fox Theater. That's actually where I saw last podcast on Lust Live.
Oh, cool.
Was at the Fox. So like we've seen a couple of concerts there and like, you know, other just like live acts there.
Yeah.
But this one time, this concert ended after like 11:30 or 12 at night. We parked in a parking garage.
Yeah.
It said it was going to be open past midnight, so we were like, okay, cool. My car got locked in a parking
That's
garage.
happened to me too.
So me, Zach, and then our friend Sarah were just like kind of like roaming around like in the middle of Oakland at almost 1 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
And these two chicks like are like, oh, like, where are y'all going? Like, do you want to go party with us? And we're like, no. And like this like girl was like actively hitting on me, and we were just like, got a blast. Like,
That's
and then
great.
my dad had to come. We found a hotel that like would let us hang out in the lobby,
That's
and
nice.
we had to call my dad, and Wayne came and saved the day and picked us up at Oakland at like 1:30 in the morning.
My God. That happened to me in Germany.
Oh God.
Me and my friends, we were so confused because it said it was open late. Anyways, it was not, and we don't speak German, and we don't read the signs because we can't read in German either. So,
Right.
but people could still, like, you could access the garage some way. Somebody left, and we made our friend Savannah run in through the exit to go.
Oh my
get
God.
the car. It was so funny. Anyways, we got out.
Jesus. Yeah. And then we had to go collect my car the next day because we had no way of getting it.
Yeah.
But the
that
next day,
sucks.
the garage was still closed.
How
Like, it was closed.
weird.
It was like I want to say like a Sunday. So we had to like call the like after hours like people, and like had to like wait like an hour for someone to like come and like open it.
I would have
was so annoying.
complained.
I did. I was like, isn't this place like supposed to be like open like pretty much like 24/7? He was like, no, like you just like read the sign wrong. I was like, how the fuck did I read the sign wrong?
Right. Well,
But
thank
maybe I'm
God
just
for
dumb.
Wayne.
Right? The real MVP.
Yeah. Dads usually are.
They really are. Like, everyone, if you can say thank you to your dad, go say thank you for something that they got you out of
Yes.
at some point in their life.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thanks, Dad. You don't listen to this, but that's fine.
My dad does not either because my dad does not have a smartphone.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this the other day.
Yeah. It's cool. I respect it.
Yeah, because didn't you have to like give him like turn-by-turn directions the other day?
Yes. Because he was
Okay, great.
lost anyways.
It's still very funny. Okay. So, Ornaith was last seen in Oakland on December 16th, the day after her estranged husband's disappearance.
Wait, what year is this?
This was 2001.
Okay.
So, 19 years ago.
Whew.
That was easy math.
Good math. Proud.
Thank you. So the vessel, her boat, disappeared on the same day as she did. It's never been located.
Huh. That's creepy.
The boat was captured on video surveillance pulling out of the Oakland Marina at 8:36 p.m. on December 15th, and it had about a week's worth of food on it when it disappeared, but no safety or foul weather gear, and it wasn't outfitted for a long-distance sail. Kieran and Ornaith planned to meet on the day of his disappearance to discuss legal issues. Ornaith was seen working on her boat that day. A man fitting Kieran's description was seen near the boat on the evening of his disappearance, but was never established that the man was in fact Kieran. Witnesses reported hearing loud banging sounds coming from near the boat on the evening that he had disappeared. Witnesses could not be sure that the sounds were gunshots, however. The next morning, December 16th, Ornaith called her niece from the Solo the Third, and she said that she was in the Berkeley Marina, which is, I don't know, about 20 minutes away from there. The niece had invited her to breakfast, but she declined the invitation. She's never been seen or heard from again.
So the husband went missing the day before, and then she went missing.
Yes.
Okay, that's weird.
And a man matching his description was seen like late at night near the boat. But it was never been confirmed that it was him or not. And they were supposed to meet up.
There's several
the Murphys
theories in my brain right now.
Right. This whole thing is very weird.
It is. I'll hold on to them.
Okay.
Tucked in my pocket. We'll come back.
The Murphys were described as witty, intelligent couple who enjoyed reading classic literature. They had amassed a small fortune through real estate speculation and had 2 sons together. Their marriage crumbled after Kieran had an extramarital affair.
Rude.
So he was living... I know. Fucking asshole.
Men.
He was living in an apartment in the Nob Hill area of San Francisco when he disappeared. Ornaith had resided with her niece near Jack London Square in Oakland, near her boat. Both were the defendants of a lawsuit at the time of the disappearance. One of the buildings they owned had caught fire, and a child had been badly burned. Her family reported her as a missing person from the city of Oakland. The estranged couple may be traveling together aboard the vessel. Another theory is that she had shot Kieran and died by suicide shortly thereafter. There's been no evidence to support this, however, beyond the noises heard by witnesses. So the witnesses said that they heard like kind of like bang noises, but they aren't sure if they were gunshots.
Huh. Interesting.
Kieran was supposed to vacation to Mexico shortly after he disappeared. Their children say that it would be very uncharacteristic of them to leave without warning anybody, although Ornaith is an experienced sailor who is reportedly the first person from San Francisco to sail around the Cape Horn in Africa. Wow. Kieran did not know how to sail at all, and being on the water made him seasick.
I can relate.
Right? No, thank you. I mean, like, even when I get in Ubers, I have to sit in the front seat because I will get car sick.
Yeah.
Even if we're going like 10 minutes.
I'm not that bad, but boats. Sitting in the ocean, just like floating, makes me sick. Snorkeling.
R.I.P. when we go on a cruise.
Well, yeah, that's a little different for me. It doesn't. It makes me like underlyingly a little nauseous, but not terrible. Mm-hmm. But like small boats, it's bad. And like if I'm snorkeling, rip.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Kayaking. Ask Whisk, poor thing. Anyways, continue.
The U.S. Coast Guard has been involved in the search for them, but no evidence has ever been discovered. Neither the couple's credit cards or bank accounts have been used since their disappearances. The cases remain unsolved, but their disappearances are considered suspicious.
I bet it was the wife.
I think so.
I bet, well, okay, I hate to speculate, but that's weird.
Yeah. My other theory is that it's probably a murder-suicide.
Or maybe they just went together. You think they went together and they were just like, we're done. We're deucing it.
Maybe. Or maybe they got on the boat, got in a fight, and then got lost.
Maybe.
Or just got in the boat and got lost. I don't know about fighting, but... I don't know. If they were estranged, they were probably beefing.
Yeah. I mean, if they're estranged, then it's not likely that they would run away together.
Yeah, but they did, like, own property and stuff together, so they might have been meeting to discuss, like, the legal proceedings and shit. But I don't know.
Huh. Well, yeah. That's creepy.
I know. But that's
how does a whole ass boat just disappear? I mean,
right, and it's been like been missing for almost 20 years. So unless like
they sank,
so there's only like a week's worth of food on it, and there was no safety gear or like anything to outfit it for like a long trip. So
maybe it just like sank and they.
Yeah, I think it was probably just some sort of accident.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, well. Mine, I switched it up, you guys. Like I said, I did not
Hold on. What? Hold your horses, because we have an ad that we need to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Just kidding. I forgot.
Yeah, so we'll be back in just a moment after a word from this week's sponsor. Thank you.
This episode is sponsored by Best Fiends. You guys, it is flu season, and Emerson doesn't like it either. Being sick and laying in bed can be relaxing for a day, kind of if you don't have a kid, but then it gets really boring. When I'm sick, I usually binge some true crime documentaries, but even I need a break. Instead of being bored, try playing our favorite 5-star rated puzzle game, Best Fiends.
It's a fun, mentally challenging, and stimulating puzzle game that's free to download and has over 100 million downloads already. The best thing about Best Fiends is that it's a casual game that you can pick up and play for a few minutes at a time, or if you're like us, you'll play for a lot longer because you're hooked.
They are constantly adding more levels and challenges to keep things fun and fresh. The colors and design of the game and the super cute characters keep us coming back for more as well.
I love playing a couple levels at a time on my breaks and lunches at work, and I've actually completed over 250 levels so far, and I've collected tons of cute and fun characters along the way.
If you want to join us and engage your brain with fun puzzles and collect tons of cute characters, trust me, with over 100 million downloads, this 5-star rated mobile puzzle game is a must-play. Download Best Fiends free on the Apple App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R, Best Fiends. That was cute. I like your thank you.
Thank you.
I forgot because Jamie handles all of the ad stuff, and I'm supposed to handle all the Instagram stuff, but I'm obviously not doing a great job. So my apologies. My goal for this year is to be better at it.
You know, it's fine. You know, we're just chugging along. We're doing our best.
Trying. You guys, I'm also trying to keep a tiny human alive, and it is exhausting.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Anyways, so I switched it up, did one from Wichita because like I mentioned earlier, I lived there for about 4 years. I went to college there.
Why did you live there?
I moved there to be with my now husband, Wesley Penrose, and he was stationed there when he was in the military.
I just thought you should tell the people that don't know.
Because who else? Never mind.
Who else wants to go live in Wichita, Kansas?
Yeah. I mean,
sorry if you're from Wichita.
Other than it's cheap, but also I will say I met some of like the best people there.
And that's where you almost died, right?
I almost got accidentally murdered there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been involuntary manslaughter.
Well, he was intending to kill his girlfriend.
But the killing of you would have been involuntary.
I think it would have just been regular manslaughter. Isn't like involuntary manslaughter when you like accidentally kill somebody in a car accident or something?
Yeah, another way that it could be like involuntary manslaughter is like if you gave someone a bunch of booze and they killed themselves in a car accident on accident.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so this guy was like trying to kill his girlfriend who lived, I think I've told this story before, that he lived on the opposite end of our apartment building, but he shot into the end of the apartment closest to like, so he basically just drove by and shot into my building, and I was supposed to be going to work, and I had gotten called off like 10 minutes before this happened. So had I been actually going to work, I would have been outside
when it happened,
leaving at that time, and the bullets, one went through my neighbor's like wall and landed in between our walls.
Oh, that's wild.
One ricocheted up the stairwell. It was wild. And the guy got caught because he was obviously an idiot. He did it in daylight, and a lot of people saw him. I'm glad he got caught. I hope that he stays in jail because he almost murdered me. Anyways. Okay, so we're back in 1992, which, depending on the month, is approximately 28 years ago. And I mathed that right because I just turned 28, and I was born in 1992. Okay.
Yes, I was not thought of yet, so.
Not yet. We are in the Midwest, so it's not just relegated to Wichita, but it's in the Midwest.
Okay.
There is a serial killer on the loose. There is 6 murders. Probably more. 3 states, possibly more.
Jesus.
Separated by 1,200 miles. He is known as an I-70 killer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first we are in Indianapolis, Indiana, where 26-year-old Robin Fuldauer was found shot to death at the store she worked.
Oh, shit.
So all of the store she worked at was off of I-70. Like very close, usually in like some sort of like mall or shopping center, and it was normally a like not a convenience store but like a specialty shop of some sort.
Okay.
So Robin was 26, she was found shot to death. 3 days later in Wichita, Kansas, 23-year-old Patricia Smith and 32-year-old Patricia Magers worked at a bridal shop. They were found both shot to death in the head in the back of the storeroom.
So and they're both named Patricia?
Yes.
What are the odds?
Yeah, they look, I mean, I think in typical like 80s, 90s, you know, they have the same hair and
yeah.
Anyways, they look kind of similar. Anyways, okay. 3 weeks later, St. Charles, Missouri, Nancy Kitzmiller was working alone in a boot store. She worked there as a manager. She started her shift at noon that day, but 2.5 hours later, she was discovered in the back room with a bullet in her head.
So they were all shot. The first one wasn't shot in the head, right?
Yes, they were all shot in the head.
Okay, just kidding.
Yeah. In May of the same year in Raytown, Missouri, 37-year-old Sarah Blessing was working alone in a gift shop she owned in the mall. Several people saw like this strange man walking around. Like he came into this auction house, and the guy who owned it kind of like saw this guy walk around, and then he left, and he didn't like say anything or buy anything. And then this guy who owned a video store next to the gift shop, his name was Tim, he watched a man walk past his store at like 6:15. Then he heard like what sounded like a gunshot. So he ran to the front door of his store, sees a guy kind of grounding the corner, and he like grabs, I was watching Unsolved Mysteries about it, and they say he grabbed a portable phone, and it made me laugh.
A portable phone.
It was 1992.
So it's actually really funny. So we're, just before we were recording this, Zach and I were watching Lethal Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bit, like, kind of in the middle where Danny Glover has, like, a portable phone, like, that's a fucking briefcase.
So funny.
With a receiver.
Right.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Like, people actually carry these around.
Yeah. And, like, oh, God, they were huge. If you're a youngin' listening, you won't know what we're talking about. Um, yeah, so he grabbed a portable phone and walked to the gift store. He said he kind of looked in, didn't see anything, and he was calling out, "Ma'am." Then he stepped forward a couple more steps and he saw her leg sticking out of the other room.
Oh, no thanks.
She was dead, shot in the head, laying in a pool of blood.
Uh,
Um, the video store owner Tim noticed that the man was wearing a gray sports coat, slacks, and dress shoes. He was also seen by a grocery store clerk who was like rounding out the shopping carts in the parking lot. She saw him walk through the parking lot, climb up an embankment to an I-70 access road. She thought it was weird, which it would be weird.
yeah.
So the police assumed that Sarah's murder was connected to the others, even though they were all in different states. But because they were all really close to I-70, they decided to create a task force.
Huh.
Forensics were done, to the extent they could in the 90s. It
Yeah.
confirmed that all 5 women had been shot with the same gun. It was likely a semi-automatic .22 caliber pistol. The gun actually also was connected to a murder of a 40-year-old Michael McCown of Terre Haute, Indiana. So it was kind of strange because all of the other victims are women.
Yeah.
But they said that because Michael actually had a ponytail, it was possible he was mistaken for a woman. And it was
shit.
Yeah, so he was killed in a shopping mall ceramic store near I-70 in April of 1992.
And didn't you say that all the girls like kind of like loosely looked similar?
Yeah, they were like all petite brunettes. Yeah, and
That's bonkers.
yeah, it's really weird. So it's at first people were kind of like, are these really connected? Because it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Highway 70 or I-70 isn't super close to Wichita. That was kind
It's
of
like
the
the
only one
outskirts.
that's weird, but like they know that it was committed with the same gun, so it's
Weird.
yeah. So the victims were robbed. They were shot and robbed. Normally, there wasn't much money taken. They
Yeah.
were not sexually assaulted either. But there were witnesses who actually got like a better look at the guy. So when the suspect went in to kill Patricia in Wichita at the bridal shop, a customer had walked in right after, and he had no idea what had happened. He was like coming to pick
Right.
something up, and this guy came out of the back room, and like in the Unsolved Mysteries, basically he says like, you like leave and do not call the cops. And so the guy like left but called the cops later on. He gave like a description, which they have a composite sketch of it online, so we can post that on our social media. The suspect is male. His date of birth was likely between 1949 and 1959, so he would be now on the low end 60 to 61 or on the high end 70 to 71.
Yes, I think that maths.
Yeah.
I'm not
pretty
really sure.
I'm
And also
pretty
that wasn't English.
I'm
I
pretty
think that
sure.
maths.
I think I mathed that right. So
That sounds right.
He was said to have been between 5'8" and 6 foot tall with red sandy hair. He had a lazy eyelid or eyelids, and he had a very high forehead. Or they said he had a high forehead.
He had a high eyelid.
High eyelid. Yeah. So investigators thought that they think that the person, I shouldn't say he, but probably is a dude, the person they think shot 3 other people in Texas in 1993 and 1994, bringing the total number of victims to 9. However, they did say that like maybe one survived. I'm not quite sure because there was like mixed, but it does seem that like at least I think that some people did survive because I read something like his gun jammed and he couldn't like kill them.
Oh shit.
So, the composite sketch actually initially led investigators to traveling salesman Herb Baumeister. Herb traveled quite frequently, and he resembled the composite sketch. So, the police actually searched his property, and like literally mind blown, they found skeletal remains of 11 people.
Shut the fuck up.
But all of the remains were thought to be male. Of the
Whoa.
11 bodies, 8 had been reported missing. There were no female remains.
So
and
like
shortly,
no old people.
huh?
So no old people, is that what that means?
I don't know.
Like no senile remains? Is that what that said?
No female.
Oh, I thought you said senile. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean?
I was so confused. I was like, what are you talking about? No female remains were found.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm just dumb.
So that's kind of like, I mean, the I-70 killer was killing like pretty much women, but all of the remains found were men. After the police like discovered this, Herb committed suicide. So you can ask him. He also owned a .22 semi-automatic weapon, which kind of like, you know, was another check mark, and people were like, oh, he's the I-70 killer. But in my opinion, I think that's kind of like really different for him to go like. I think what I was kind of reading that Herb would target homosexual men and then he would kill them and then they were buried on his property, as opposed to like traveling, targeting women in some sort of like specialty shop. Yeah, and leaving them and like nothing else. So, I mean, I guess it's possible. You don't ever really know, but I don't think so.
No, and I mean, like, I think it's really sketchy. Like, honestly, like, sketchy as fuck that he killed himself when he found out he was like a person of interest.
Well, no, it was after they found all the bodies.
Okay, just kidding.
Yeah. I think he knew it was like.
But either way, like, he was fucked.
Up. Yeah. But like, also, what are the odds to be investigating one serial killer and find another?
Right?
So, like, that's nuts to me. Like,
yeah.
What are the odds? But somebody, like, a lot of Reddit users were like, maybe it's probably a truck driver because, you know, that was actually pretty common. But, like, also traveling salesmen, they're not really, like, it's not as much of a thing, like, now.
But, like, that back then it was.
Yeah. For, like, now if you're a salesman and you're traveling, you're flying places. You're not driving, really, I don't think. I don't know. If you're a traveling salesman, let us know. But yeah, so I got this off of Reddit, but it says that the user was deleted, so I can't see who like started it.
Yeah.
Well, I read there was 2 different threads. One's by Nerdfather1, and then the other's deleted. Yeah, I like it. And then I got some information off of Unsolved because they did an Unsolved mystery, so I got it off their website. And then Vox Magazine by Christian Bellwalk.
Very cool.
Very interesting. So technically this case is unsolved. They don't, I mean, I don't know if they think Herb did it, but there's not like a lot of other information about it. I don't either. So, you know, look at the composite sketch, especially if you're from Indiana, Kansas, Missouri area. You know, check that out.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, do you have anything fun and fresh to share?
I actually found a not true crime related podcast that I'm really enjoying.
Wow.
It's called Chatty Broads with Becca and Jess.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's about some chatty broads.
Yeah. This one girl, she was on The Bachelor, but she just had a baby, and so they talk about like kind of postpartum stuff, and I kind of relate to it and like this phase of life I'm in. So
absolutely.
What about you?
Well, my favorite thing this week is that you shared with me that Forensic Files is back.
Oh my god, I forgot I texted you.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
I watched the first episode a couple days ago because it was like replaying on HLN. I couldn't think of because I watched it on Hulu. But like when you told me, I thought it was like all dropping, like a whole season was going to drop.
Yeah, no.
But it's like
episode by
every
episode.
Sunday a new episode's going to drop.
Yeah. I like it, obviously, but it's just not the same without the narrator because I guess he died, so they can't like get him back.
It's
and
still
the music's
good,
different.
but it's not the same.
The music, for me.
No, I'm still gonna watch it every week.
I need the
nostalgia. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, another really good one is Up and Vanished is on Oxygen now. So the guy who did the podcast, Payne Lindsay, they like basically started this Oxygen series where they cover like 5 different disappearances, and they after each episode they post one on their podcast, kind of like an after talk about it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really interesting. I recommend.
That's super dope.
Yes.
Um,
So, but yeah.
and things I would definitely not recommend. Fantastic Beasts 2: The Crimes of Grindelwald. That movie was absolute hot garbage. Don't watch it. It was fucking weird.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Jude Law is,
He's the
you
only
know,
good thing in that movie.
but yeah, I was like, what's happening the whole time I was watching it?
Exactly. It's hot garbage. If you'd like a full review, check out this week's Muggle Problems.
Okay.
But
Plug.
it's not good. There's your spoiler alert.
Okay, that's fine.
You're too long, don't read.
We were gonna do. I can't tell you how many people have texted me asking me if I've watched the new Netflix documentary about the Gabriel. Is it Hernandez or Fernandez?
I think it's Fernandez. Because it's Aaron Hernandez and this is Gabriel Fernandez, I'm pretty sure.
So we had discussed doing a screen recap about it, but I cannot bring myself to watch it, so we will not be doing that. And I have not watched it, and I'm not going to watch it. So if you were gonna text me, there's your answer.
Yeah, one of my coworkers was like, "Oh my god, are you gonna watch it?" I was like, "I don't know if I can."
Yeah, I can't do it. It hits different when you have a kid, and I just can't watch it.
Yeah, she was like, I
mean, that's
it all
terrible
one day.
anyway. Like, I am not saying like you have to have a kid to like.
No,
it's
she's
just
like my coworker doesn't have kids, and she was like, I bawled my eyes out the entire time.
I just don't. I don't want to. I don't want to put myself in that emotional, mental headspace. So I'm gonna skip it.
Trigger warning: it's about parental abuse on a child, and so
like severe.
Yeah,
it's terrible. So, that poor little baby boy.
If you're not into that, don't watch that.
Yeah, I'm not into it.
But I've heard it's really, really fucking good. I just don't know if I can do it.
Yeah. We'll screen recap something else.
Yeah, so we'll do something else. Give us some suggestions.
Oh, what? I forgot. So I covered the case of Carl Carlson in a previous episode. Let me see if I can find which episode it is. But anyways, they actually just had a Dateline released on Friday of it. And because he was just tried in court. And so they kind of like recovered the whole story.
Yeah.
And he was convicted of the murder of his wife, and he was also convicted of the murder of his son. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Because that was the case with the like arson and the murders and the insurance money.
Yes.
And all that bonkers cuckoo shit.
It's like the craziest story. And then, yeah, it's just insane. So it's crazy. And, you know, it's like kind of like a hometown. So there's like some personal connections there. It's just kind of weird, but
yeah, like what are the odds? If you can find a link to that, you should put it in the thing.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to have like a TV subscription to watch it.
I think so. Because on NBC.
It's on NBC. Yes.
Yeah.
I steal my mom's, but if you have one, I'm trying to find the episode that we did because I'm pretty sure I was still pregnant.
I think you were.
And it had something to do with ducks. It's called What the Duck, episode 11.
Had something to do with ducks.
Yes. Because he, like, with his insurance money he got from murdering his horses, he started a freaking gourmet duck business or farm.
Yes, that's what happened.
Whatever. Anyways, he got convicted.
So
it's what he deserves. Goodbye. But yeah, listen to our podcast, watch Dateline. It's a very interesting update on my case.
Hell yes. And I think that's all we have for this week. Or, I mean, today. We'll be back on Wednesday with that screen recap about the Aaron Hernandez deal. Not to be confused with the Fernandez.
Yes, we will not be doing that.
Two completely different sad things.
Yes.
Both on Netflix.
Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. This is Hot for Justice.
And we will catch you on Wednesday.
Yep.
Bye.